The abolition of the slave trade was not sudden. It was the result of relentless activism, political battles, and shifting economic forces that rewrote history. The transatlantic slave trade was a brutal system that transported millions of Africans to the Americas over centuries. But by the early 19th century, this trade faced growing opposition that eventually led to its abolition. Understanding this complex transformation means looking at key players, global contexts, and the relentless push for moral and legal change. The British Empire, one of the biggest beneficiaries of slave labor, played a central role in ending the trade. In 1807, the British Parliament passed the Slave Trade Act, making it illegal to engage in the slave trade throughout the empire. This milestone came after decades of campaigning by abolitionists, including figures like William Wilberforce, who used Parliament as a platform to reveal the horrors of slavery. Alongside Wilberforce, groups such as the Society for Effecting the Abolition of the Slave Trade organized petitions, published eyewitness accounts, and supported naval patrols tasked with intercepting slave ships. The decision wasn't purely humanitarian. Economic changes were shifting the foundation of British wealth away from plantation slavery toward industrial capitalism. Meanwhile, international pressure mounted as other nations, including Denmark and eventually the United States, enacted similar bans on the trade. Enforcement proved challenging. The Royal Navy established the West Africa Squadron, patrolling the Atlantic to capture illegal slaving vessels. Over several decades, thousands of ships were seized, and many enslaved Africans were freed as a result. However, illegal trading persisted in some regions until the mid-19th century, showing how deeply entrenched the system had become. The abolition of the slave trade was not the end of slavery itself, but the crucial first step toward the eventual emancipation of enslaved populations. It also set a precedent for international cooperation in human rights enforcement. Understanding this history exposes the complexities of moral progress, showing how social movements, economic shifts, and political will converge to dismantle injustice. The story of abolition reveals the power of persistence and the global struggle to redefine human dignity.